Hello, Aquarius. I was asked for a part two, and I think that that's fair because guess what? All of you are not swimming in gold, right? And so the top row and the bottom row are telling two different stories. And I'm going to be honest with you. I really hate when I am put in a position to be this brash with this type of reading. But I'm going to have to be because I have to warn my Aquarians of what it is that I'm seeing here. You guys can look at the cards yourself without me even speaking and know that we're going to have a little conversation, okay? If you look at the top row, your major arcana is the Hanged Man. That card represents sacrifice. It also represents a eureka moment. If you look, you can see the gold around his head because he's having a eureka moment. A moment where it's like, aha. If you look at the beginning of the row, you can see 3 swords to the heart. So your heart has been broken because you put a lot of work in and a lot of sacrifice into something, only for somebody to turn around and steal it from you so fast that they couldn't get out the door fast enough to grab everything that they wanted. I'm going to let some of you think about that for a minute, because with the Hanged Man and with the eureka golden light around his head, your intuition has already told you who did this and who took this from you. And your intuition ain't lying, okay? I'm going to pull some clarifiers in a minute, and I'm going to go down here to the second row, which is a completely different story, okay? Some of you Aquarian males, maybe even females, but I say males because the Chariot is a major arcana and it's a male. And the Queen of Swords, I'm going to tell you straight up, she's the bitch card. Look it up anywhere you want to. She's the bitch card. And she's a bitch because she's been through so much to the point where she has no tolerance for anything whatsoever. She's likely a widow. She's likely lost a child. She's been through all the pain that you can imagine. And her man understands her because he's been through just as much pain, but he knows how to cope with it better than she does. Now, in this situation, what I am seeing is that he is giving her everything that he has to give. He is focused on the family. He's focused on her and trying to please her. But she continues to make him feel betrayed in the relationship because she continues to put demands on him that are unrealistic. Would you like for me to give you some examples? Some of you are in relationships with people who are asking you to do things that you were not able to produce at this time. And it's starting to make you feel a little backstabbed, and it's starting to make you feel kind of crushed because partnerships are not meant to work that way. I'll give you a personal experience. I'm driving a 2003 Trailblazer. That's a 15-year-old car. It's time to put her down, baby, because she's tripping. No matter how much money we put into this car, she's got a new problem all the time. But don't get it effed up, y'all. I got a 1964 Thunderbird in my front yard that I wanted to save for my sons. But I'm having to make the decision on if I'm going to sell this car so that we can get a new family car and make upgrades to our home. I'm just using that as an example. Do you think that my man does not know that the car is on its last leg? He is doing the best that he can. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not nagging him every day and making him feel as though like he's an incompetent piece of shit because he can't produce a new car right now. And that's what she's doing to him. And he is focused on trying to please his wife. He still finds her attractive. He still loves her. But she is putting unfair demands on him. And it's starting to make him feel some type of way. He's doing the best that he can. He's giving her everything that he's got. But it's still not enough for her. And she's being a bitch about it. So some of you are in relationships with people who, no matter what you do, it ain't good enough. Now, like I've said 1,000 times before, my loves, it ain't my place to make your choices. If this is something that you feel will blow over, or something that you deal with on a regular basis that you feel that you can handle, then by all means, stick with your woman or stick with your man. But any relationship that makes you feel like this on a regular basis, I personally, that's not what a relationship is about. Y'all stick it out through thick and thin. Period. Sometimes y'all gonna have it going on and sometimes y'all not. But see, she won't let up. She will not let up. And he is giving her everything that he has to give. She ain't got much to give no more. She's an older woman. And this is just an example, okay? This is not literal. This is an example of a relationship that is being unfairly yoked. This is a relationship where one partner is expecting the other to give more than the other partner can produce right now. So if you know that the other partner cannot produce it, why are you doing all that bitching and moaning and making your partner feel this way when you know that your partner is doing the best that they can right now? That's what I'm seeing in that second row, okay? That can go for males or females. Bottom line, I'm seeing some of you Aquarius are in unfair relationships. Some of you are giving more than the other. The other is expecting you to break your neck to give them everything that they want out of comfort, and you are unable to produce it, and you are now starting to feel like, yo, boo, you killing me with all these demands and all these requests. You know what I can produce and you know what I can't. And every time you keep bitching at me and asking me to give you things that I am unable to produce right now, you killing me, yo. So some of you Aquarius in that position, I'm going to pull an Ascended Masters card for you, and I'm going to pull the universe has your back for you, okay? So let me do that now so that I can finish this second row of you Aquarius who are, I would call, in unfair relationships, okay? Some of you are in relationships with people who you just cannot satisfy, period. They're just not satisfied. You love them, but you just can't satisfy them, period. They're always, that's just how they are. But the Ascended Masters card that you've been given is You Can Do It by Archangel Michael. Now this can go two ways. If you feel that this relationship is starting to overwhelm you because you feel that your partner is being unfair on a regular basis and you want out, then you can do it. You can get out. But if you feel that you can put up with this partner because you love them so adamantly, then you can do that too. So I'm going to leave that one up to you, because Spirit left that one up to you. It's a relationship reading, but I will tell you that that Ten of Swords does not feel good. It feels exactly like it looks. But I feel as though anybody who would be in a relationship where this type of card would pop up, I feel as though maybe you're used to this type of behavior. Maybe you're used to this type of, you know what I'm saying, kind of thing. But maybe at this particular point in time, you just kind of like don't need to hear it. Because, you know, it's summertime, yo. It's hot. And a lot of you men are waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go to work all day in this heat. And then you come home to an unsatisfied woman after you done worked your ass off and she's still not happy. And she making you feel like this. Or some of you women are doing the best that you can. And maybe you in a relationship with the man that you're giving him everything that you can. But for whatever reason, you know what I'm saying, you can never seem to please him or make him happy. He's always complaining for some reason. And it's starting to make you feel like, yo, you killing me. That's what I'm feeling, Aquarius. But you know what? Your Ascended Master said whatever you choose to do, whether you choose to stay or whether you choose to go, you can do it. So don't feel like you stuck in a situation that you don't want to be in. Okay? I'm also going to pull the Universe Has Your Back card. Give me a moment. Through prayer and meditation, I create a ripple effect of peace in the world. Okay, this basically says that you can actually change the energy in your relationship by thinking positively and putting positive vibes out there. So I actually feel like this is a relationship that it looks like you guys are going through hard times right now, but it doesn't look like it's permanent. To me, I feel like, you know, right now, you guys are just kind of like at a point, one of you in the relationship is at a point where it's like, you know, you killing me and I wish you would give me a break. You know what I'm saying? Aquarius? I mean, bottom line, you're in a relationship with somebody who is very bitchly, who constantly complains, and is starting to make you feel like, you know, no matter what I try to come up with to try to please you, you know what I'm saying? No matter what I give you, it's never enough. You always sitting on your throne with your sword and your hand out telling me what you want. And I think that maybe some of you are asking, well, honey, what about what I want? Which is like some quiet time and maybe a beer and some dinner when I get home from work. I'm just saying. This applies to both women and males. Okay? That's what I see in the second row. I see an unfair relationship right now. But I feel that the love is thick, and I feel like y'all been together long enough to a point where, you know what I mean? I really honestly think that you guys love each other enough to put up with whatever the other person does. And if that's the case, that's true love. And if that's the case, you know what? I'm going to give you a hand clap. I'm going to do some numerology on this one too. Give me a moment. Okay, so this is a 5, okay? This means, you know what I'm saying? No wonder why I did not get the sense. Because right away, I felt like I would get the sense to abandon ship, you know? Because anybody who would make you feel like this, it's like, you know what I mean? But it's at a 5. And do you know what a 5 means? A 5 means that you guys are in a transitional period where maybe this partner is used to a certain lifestyle and the other partner likes to produce it and likes to give it, but right now is unable to. And maybe a lot of this 10 of Sword energy is the energy that you're putting on yourself because you're unable to give your spouse what it is you know that they want. But whatever the case is, I always recommend that in relationships you guys work together and that neither of you get each other to a point where, you know, the other feels unappreciated. I mean, that's kind of like the worst feelings in the world, right? You do your best in a relationship and, you know, summertime, these flies out here think that, you know, they own the spot. You do the best that you can in a relationship, and for some reason, you know what I mean, the other party is just not satisfied. But given that it's at a 5, 5s represent transitional periods. You know what I'm saying? They represent times where things kind of like shifted from one way to another. And it's almost kind of like you guys are at an adjustment period where maybe the male is adjusting to the fact that he can't give his woman, you know, what he's used to giving her. And it's killing him that he can't give her the things that she's used to having. And he can't give her the lifestyle that she's used to living. Because don't forget, she is a queen. And queens live a certain way. But right now, he's only able to give her, you know, so much. Whereas before, he was able to give her a lot more. But it looks to me like you guys are going to hang in there. So with that being said, I mean, Archangel Michael said you can do it. If you want out of the relationship, you can do it. And if you want to stay in it, you can do it. So that's that row right there, okay? So for those of you Aquarius, and I'm sorry that not all of the cards are showing, but I'm just letting you know what the gist is of this second row. For those of you who are going through this, just hang in there. I'm going to tell you right now, 5s don't last that long. They actually come and go very quickly. And before you know it, you know, your funds will be nurtured again. And your relationship will be nurtured again as well. I'm starting to feel like, you know, the male or the female who's used to, you know, creating a certain lifestyle is putting this energy on themselves because they want to give more, because they're used to giving more. They're used to living that court-like lifestyle. And one of the parties in the relationship is just having a hard time with the adjustment. So with that being said, I feel like some of you are asking for advice as to what to do. So what you do is you hang in there, because that's what relationships are meant to be. They're meant for you to hang in there. They're not meant for you to run away as soon as things start to feel like that. I mean, this card is the backstab card. But it's easy to feel backstabbed when you feel like your partner is not understanding your situation. and they're still putting demands on you, knowing that you cannot produce what it is that they want from you. That can easily make a relationship, somebody in a relationship, feel backstabbed. Like, are you with me because you really love me, or are you with me because of what I can give you? There's that. All right. Now, some of you Aquarius, straight up, your hearts are broken because you put a lot of work in and a lot of sacrifice into something that somebody stole from you, straight up. I mean, they straight stole it from you. And you know who took it. Now, here's going to be the question. How are you going to find out who took it? Now, I'm going to put a clarifier on top of the Hanged Man, and I swear I hope. Okay, so I feel like you feel like it's between two people. I feel like you feel like it's between two people. And you're confused as to who it might be. Well, somebody knows who took it, and the person who's going to let you know is going to be the Page of Wands. So it's going to be a young person who knows what happened and who's going to tell you eventually. So what you do is you just be patient and you wait, because they're going to let you know. You already have an idea of who stole from you. And the Page of Wands is going to let you know who took whatever it was that was taken. And yes, it broke your heart because it is somebody that you know and somebody who should have never stolen from you. Period. And I'm also going to pull your Ascended Masters card. Trust by Vishnu. How appropriate. Okay, so you know what this is? You know what I'm feeling when I see this? I feel like some of you are maybe possibly accusing somebody who would never do it and never steal from you, but you are considering them. And it's making you feel really bad that you're considering them, because you're saying to yourself, they would never do anything like this, but they were the only person here when this came up missing. So trust right now is a big issue for you guys right now, because I feel like maybe some of you have been stolen from on several occasions. So please always keep an eye out on your belongings. And don't just let anybody walk into your front door and open up your refrigerator and act like your house is their house. There always has to be boundaries with regards to your things and your home, okay? With regards to the universe has your back. I'm going to pull that card. Give me just a moment and we will conclude our reading, because I don't like them to be too long, my loves. Okay. There is a stream of love supporting my dreams. So what I'm getting out of this is, I feel like a lot of you are working towards something, but somebody continues to take away from what you are working toward. So now I'm starting to get the sense that some of you are making sacrifices and putting in a lot of work so that your life can change. However, somebody is constantly on your ass about what they want from you, and you feel obligated to give it to them, and it almost feels like they're stealing it from you because you don't really have the choice to say no. This is the secondary scenario that could apply to the first row. I feel like some of you feel like you never have the opportunity to say no And it almost feels like they're stealing it from you, because if they ask you, they know that you're going to give it to them, but it breaks your heart that they are constantly asking you for stuff when they know that you're trying to build something for yourself. So Aquarius, for those of you who I'm referring to on the top row, I'm seeing that somebody just flat out stole from you. You have an idea as to whom it might be. It's between two people, and the young person is going to come and tell you who took it. Just give it a minute. Let me do some numerology on this to tell you how long you can wait before this young person is going to come to you and tell you what happened. Okay. We looking at 8 hours, 8 days, 8 weeks, 8 something. Could be 8 minutes. Could be 8 seconds. As soon as you turn this off, somebody could run in the room and be like, so-and-so did it. Aquarius, hang in there. You know what I'm saying? You know, some people are really having a tough time right now, and some people are not. And you have to understand everything that you experience. And I've said this on other readings because it's so true. From the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, it's an experience. And the way that you choose to deal with that experience determines how your day is going to go. For example, you lock your keys in a car. You could decide to get pissed off, or you can decide to make a phone call and just resolve the issue and get the keys back for your car. Regardless if it messes up an hour or not, there's nothing you can do about it. So either go with the flow or allow yourself to sit there and be completely bitter behind what happened. You got to understand, life is all about experiences. And the way that you choose to deal with these experiences determines the rate at which you grow. And the rate at which you grow determines what we'll be talking about next month. So I hope this resonated with many of you. But basically, I'm seeing that a lot of you Aquarians are not feeling the way that a lot of the part 1 Aquarians are feeling. A lot of you are feeling pretty down, pretty hurt, you know, pretty taken advantage of. And I feel like a lot of you need a cold beer straight up. So go get one and drink it and like chill out, because I feel like this energy is very temporary. And I feel like the way that you handle this energy has everything to do with, you know, how you're going to learn and how you're going to choose to experience things in life. So that next month we could be talking about something different. Because there are many times where people will take from us. There are many times that people will do things that are totally like out of pocket. And you have to understand, when people do those types of things, that's baggage they got to carry around, not you. So like sometimes when you take a loss, there's no need to pull out all of your wands and set everybody on fire, because that would say a lot more about you than them, right? So like people who do stuff like that, I mean, bottom line, protect your stuff, protect your heart, and communicate with your spouses and let them know, yo, this is what I can do and this is what I can't do. And right now, this is what I can't take hearing right now, because it's not helping the situation. I need your support. I don't need your demands. All of you have a right to set whatever boundaries you want to set with whomever you're dealing with in any situation. So therefore, if some of you have to lock up your room or you got to lock up your stuff because people come through and they get to stealing, or if sometimes you have to tell people, yo, I ain't got it. Because guess what? You ain't got it. Because you know what? You're saving up for something else. Not for somebody else's benefit, but for what you worked your ass off for. Some people got to learn how to work their ass off for their own come up. And that's just the truth. What I'm doing right now is I'm working. I'm using my intuition and my psychic abilities. I'm working. I'm not sitting on the couch rubbing my feet together eating Cheerios, wondering if a $1,000 check will come into my mailbox all of a sudden. I'm working. And I know how it feels when you work your ass off and then somebody comes and helps themselves to what doesn't belong to them. If you can never recover what has been lost, then you know what I'm saying? You can never recover it. And then you're going to go on and you're going to move on. You know how to work, Aquarius. I mean, that's clear. You can recover it. Don't worry about it. They got to carry that baggage knowing that they stole from you. Yeah, it hurt you. Let me help you understand how to get through that hurt. Okay. This means a transitionary period. Based on what I just advised to you, I advised to you that you go ahead and let it go. I did advise that you put those swords down and don't even fight for it. Because the person who's sitting there with those 3 swords thinking that they mad hot and mad bomb because of what they did, trust me, they got to carry those swords all around. And trust me, they're going to start getting real heavy. Also, sweethearts, before you know it, and this goes for the top row and the bottom, the 10 of Pentacles is just around the corner. It's just a matter of patience, my loves. All right? It's just a matter of patience. For all of us. I told you, I'm in a situation too. I'm driving a car right now, honey. I'm telling you. I'll put it through the car wash damn near every day to try to make it look a little better than what it really is right now. It's not that we don't, have the money, but my husband is very frugal and he likes to have money set aside for emergencies. So if we buy a new car, we won't have anything left in the event that anything happens. And he's the type of person that likes to put money to the side. So I am now making a decision to sell a 64 Thunderbird in great condition in my front yard so that we could buy a family